Hello Internet, and welcome to another episode of the Star Realms Diaries, starring me and Ranneko. If you've seen the previous video, you basically know what the deal is. If you haven't, the quick summary of it, and you should probably just go watch that video, is that Ranneko and I will play Star Realms against each other and talk about our moves and our thought processes in entirely too much detail. Now, this time, unlike the previous time, I am actually the one starting it off. So let's look at that. That is only the worst possible opening. Wow. Well, I would talk in detail about what I'm planning on doing, except that there isn't anything. I can boop Ranneko for 2 authority and then use this 1 point of trade for absolutely nothing. Well, this is a very good start. I can see that there's more yellow on the board than anything else, so if I'm lucky I'll be able to get some of that. But basically, this first turn isn't the first turn at all. Ranneko is actually having the better first turn, and I can't do anything with this. Well, let's hope that my next turn is any better. I now move you to Ranneko. Take it away.
Okay, we're here again. Let's see how well we do. Looks like Jarenth got the worst possible starting hand. I'm sure he's pleased. I've got the second worst possible starting hand right here. You know the deal, of course. Jarenth goes, I go, until one of us wins. Because I've got 3 coins, I'm going to buy the blob wheel. Mostly because I can then later exchange that blob wheel for 3 coins later on. So hopefully I'll be able to buy something useful with it. Jarenth now is going to have a hand with 5 buys. So my guess is Covet and Imperial Frigate, because that's what I do. Failing that, Trade Escort. Failing that, Space Station, and have 1 point left over.
Has Ranneko said back to Jarenth yet? Well, that's kinda lucky in that I had the shittiest possible opening, and then Ranneko also had a pretty bad opening. Let's see. Alright, I can do 2 things. 3 things. I can grab the space station, which is in pretty nice defensive base. I can grab the trade escort, which is a good card in and by itself, in that it gives me authority and damages Ranneko, and is in and by itself strong enough to destroy the aforementioned space station. Or I can grab a combination Imperial Frigate and Corvette, which the 2 of them reinforce each other if I get both of them at the same time. None of this makes it easier for me to buy stuff, but if I grab the trade escort, I can be damn sure that Ranneko is going to get. Oh, I mean, I can be damn sure that Ranneko has enough to get the trade escort anyway. So if I pick either of these ones, he's going to get the trade escort. And the fact of the matter is that there's just more yellow on the field right now than there is blue. So I'm going to grab the Corvette and see what happens. That is too bad, but also unavoidable. Well, in that case, I'm also grabbing this Imperial Frigate. Another Imperial Frigate. Assuming that Ranneko grabs either Recycling Station or Trade Escort, I should be able to pick up the 2nd frigate in the next turn. Yep. Let's see if it rolls that way.
Okay, my turn. This one, you got 5 by, yeah. So do I get Trade Escort, Recycling Station, or Space Station? I'm going to go with Recycling. Back to Jarenth. I reckon he's going to go for Space Station or Trade Escort.
Yep, he took the Recycling Station as I knew he would. I understand. That does mean I feel he has a slight advantage, but on the other hand, I have some Star Empire cards, and I can grab another Imperial Frigate, which is nice. So maybe I'll just be able to burn down Ranneko before his bases and his things become much of a problem. Maybe. Alright, this is good. Basically, either when I play the Corvette, I draw a scout, which means I can get Warworld, or I don't. I draw the Viper, which means I can get Space Station. All of this being conditional on Ranneko not getting either of them, which he might. I feel this is going to be a very Star Empire heavy game, but we'll see how it plays out.
And back to me. Making a discarding card. That's fine. I have my recycling station. So I could cycle 2 cards, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to grab the trade from it so I can buy the space station. And that's my turn. Jarenth has got at most 5 buy, so he will get... Best he can get is Warworld. I suspect he'll buy a Corvette and either an Explorer or whatever comes up after that. Or if he has 5, actually, Trade Escort is a pretty good buy. We'll see what he does. Over to him.
Alright, there's a recycling station, and he's not actually using it. Interesting move, but now he has the thing that I wanted. So I guess that's actually pretty smart. Ranneko has probably also picked up on that. It's going to be a lot of yellow and a lot of the other colors, at least for a little bit at the start. And a combo of recycling station and space station is pretty good. I would have gone for that if I'd had the opportunity, which I didn't. So instead I am going to grab a Warworld, which is my version of the defensive base, and which doesn't combo with any other bases I have on account of that I don't have any other bases, but yeah, I would have liked that trade ball too. The 1 damage I have does nothing, and alright, I'll be able to destroy the recycling station next turn. That's good.
My turn again. 5 coins, Warworld. Fairly sensible. Now, because I've got recycling station, I can get rid of my 2 Vipers, which at this stage of the game are not that useful, and end up with 4 coins. Which, when combined with scrapping Blobworld for money, allows me to get another ship, or Battle Cruiser and Trade Bot, which I'm actually a bit more tempted by, because it lets me draw cards, it works well with Recycling Station, and this lets me thin out my deck a bit, which I don't really have a way of dealing with right now. Let's grab the Trade Bot. Yep, and Battle Cruiser. Ooh. Well, I probably would have regretted leaving the trade pod available. Oh, actually, no. If I had just bought the mothership, then only machine base would have come out, and then I would have had a chance to get in trade pod. Oh well, hindsight. Over to Jarenth.
No discards, no discards, no discards. However, he is getting not the mothership, but I get that. Lots of yellow. He has lots of yellow, and that is not very good for me. Well, the very least I can do right now is smack that recycling station. And trade pod is good if I ever get enough green to make use of it. I don't think I will, so I'm gonna get the Corvette. Now there's 2 trade pods, and if he gets both of them, I will not be happy. Let's see, I'm leading in authority, but I think Ranneko's kind of leading in card choices, so let's hope I'll be able to beat him down before he beats me down, and or before his more powerful cards overwhelm me.
Alright, my turn. Jarenth got rid of my recycling station. So I just got this. Now, there are 2 trade pods on the table here. I very much want to grab at least one of them. Otherwise, I'd get the mothership. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to scrap my space station to end up with 2 trade pods and a supply button. That greatly increases my cash supply and lets me actually start getting rid of more cards. And
Okay, I can take out his station and draw a card, scrap a card. He is gonna hit me, and he's probably gonna hit me pretty hard. And by the recycling station. This is my pessimistic prediction.
Whew. Well, that's an interesting trade. See, a thing that I know about Ranneko, and that's because he told me near the end of the last game, after the end of the last game, is that he doesn't really believe in bases and outposts as a good defensive measure. And I obviously disagree, but last time he sacrificed the space station for the... what's it called? The command boat. And that's a trade I can get behind. That's a really good trade. But this? A trade pod and a supply pod? I'm not seeing it. But we'll see how it plays out. I mean, at the very least he has 2 trade pods. So I guess that's a thing that I should be careful for. He might actually be going for the mothership pretty soon. 3 cards. Nice. That means I can get the recycling station. And also boot Ranneko for an appreciable 16. See, that's what Star Empire does. If you get a lot of it early on, and you get them in the same hand, you can do just ridiculous damage. 7 from this one, 6 from this one, 3 from this one, boom. And Ranneko basically has nothing to stop me except the recycling station. And I'm pretty sure he would scrap that too if he could. Well, anyway, it's back to him. Let's see how he reacts to suddenly being halved in health. It's probably not going to be good. Nice! Oh, this is going to be great.
Here's the problem with Star Realms. I know that this turn has gone very well for Jarenth. 16 damage. And then discard 1. Ow. Discard. Scrap a Viper. Draw. So, total of 5. That's a 4. That's not really enough to get much going. Let's grab that Blob Fighter and an Explorer. Take out a War World, so hopefully turns like that are less common in the future. But this has not put me in a very good spot. And I haven't exactly drawn well either. Well, over to Jarenth.
Scrap. Draw. Trade. Ah, my War World! Ouch. I didn't notice that until it was too late. And I didn't even pick up what Ranneko got. I am so good at this game. Good thing that I can do this. And this. And just feel really good about myself. Do I want anything? I might as well get an Explorer. Hope for the best. Ah, see, this is good. Corvette lets me draw a card. Recycling Station lets me cycle 2 cards. So there's an entirely insignificant chance I'll be able to get another Corvette, which is 6 more damage. And Ranneko still only has the Recycling Station as a possible base. This is going pretty well. Knock on wood. That was actual wood I just knocked on. Let's hope Ranneko doesn't do anything to incredibly mess up my plans, like getting a lot of cards with scrap and resources and then just overwhelming me with sheer firepower. That would be bad.
This is another very painful turn. Yep. No, the chances of me winning this are infinitesimal. I don't have anything that can output the kind of damage he does. Admittedly, right now, I've got a couple of turns reprieve, so to speak. But really, he's just He'll be able to discard through most of that, so I've got actually 1 turn for Brave at most. If I'm really lucky, he'll have drawn just these, but I'm not going to assume I'm really lucky. And he can cycle his way through that in under a turn. And then he's got all of this, which basically is enough to do a large amount of damage, it would seem. And I've got nothing that will heal me. I'm on 14. He is on 46. This game has just gone his way. I'm not really sure what I could have done differently. This is the kind of game where I consider conceding. I'm not going to, because I'm recording it. I don't want to, you know, sound too salty or anything, but yeah, this is kind of about as bad as a game as I can get, I guess. Back to Jarenth.
Okay, so this turn is going to go by a little more quickly because I accidentally recorded it without recording the visuals. But basically, this is disappointing because I was hoping for my second Corvette with that recycling station, but I didn't. Still, I did Ranneko 4 damage, dealt Ranneko 4 damage, and I got an Explorer. And as you can see, unless Ranneko suddenly either makes me discard a lot of cards, which is an option, but unlikely, and or gets his recycling station in place, I'll win next turn, because this is in total 6, 8, 9, 15 damage, which would be enough to beat the recycling station. And actually, even if he makes me discard 1 card with the Battle Cruiser and plays the recycling station, I'll still have 1 next turn. So that should be good. Let's see what he makes of his final turn. Let's see if he sees his doom coming.
Well, it was a pretty light turn for damage. And his deck is cycled. I got 7. I really need the healing that this provides in some regards, but on the other hand, I don't think I'm going to make it that long. So let's grab the mothership. It's a cooler ship. Okay, we will see if I survive till next turn. If I do, I'm in a reasonably good position because I can draw a card and discard a couple of cards to cycle. At least they'll do some damage next turn, but I honestly don't expect to live that long. Over to Jarenth.
Well, sorry to tell you, Ranneko, but you are going down. Let's see how far I can make you go down. Oh, that is nice. I'll discard this one for a card. I'll discard this one for a card. I'll discard this one. That is 23 over 10. I am pretty okay with this. Boom. Lots of noise. So yeah, this is an entirely different kind of game of Star Realms, where especially the Star Empire, the Yellow faction, if you just go hard on those in the beginning, you can overpower your opponent before their actual long-term plans come into play. It's essentially a form of rushing and gambling, and it worked out pretty well. So I was pretty happy with this game, because I thought I was going to lose to Ranneko's better deck, and then I didn't. So, again, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll tune it over to Ranneko to see what he has to say about his crushing defeat.
So yeah, I was pretty sure there wasn't much left in this game. Jarenth had... yeah. He didn't actually buy that much in the way of expensive things. He just bought aggressive things, and that was enough, because I had been focusing too much on building up my economy, and he smashed me. Yeah. And I have to say, like, well played. I didn't really adapt well enough to handle that situation, and yeah, can't say it's been the most fun game for me, just because losing badly is never a particularly entertaining thing to have happen, but it happens. I have played more than 100 of these games, and sometimes you lose, and sometimes you lose badly. Sometimes you win. I've won a game with a total difference of over 100 authority, which is pretty ridiculous. And I'm sure that wasn't that great fun for my opponent either. Just gotta roll with the punches. I'm not entirely sure that I really managed that with some of the earlier turns, but yeah, sometimes this game is pretty quick. Although, actually, this particular game unfolded over the course of about a week, because it slows down a lot when you need to make sure that you are recording each turn, and that just means that we play our turns less quickly than we otherwise would. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed watching. Ideally more than I enjoyed playing this actual game. Well done, Jarenth, and I will get you. Don't you worry. This winning streak will not last.